The internet is buzzing tonight as a shocking new video surfaces, showing what many are calling the most disturbing moments in reality TV history. Fans are in disbelief as footage allegedly surfaces of T-Hood's abusive behavior toward Kirk and Rasheeda's young daughter, sparking outrage across social media. The video, which has already gone viral, shows scenes that fans describe as unbelievably cruel and heart-wrenching, leaving viewers questioning how anyone could act in such a way toward a child. Emotions ran high as fans flooded Twitter and Instagram with reactions, some expressing anger, others expressing heartbreak for the family caught in the eye of this storm. But the drama doesn't stop there. The family has now broken their silence, and their response is only adding fuel to the fire. Sources close to the household claim that tensions have been escalating behind closed doors for weeks, and this explosive video might just be the tipping point. You'll hear every shocking detail, every confrontation, and every betrayal as this story unfolds. Stay with us because what happens next might just leave you speechless. The lines between loyalty and deceit have never been blurrier, and the world is watching. The question on everyone's mind: how will Kirk and Rasheeda navigate this unprecedented family crisis? Fans are divided, emotions are raw, and the internet can't stop talking. Prepare yourself for a roller coaster of drama, tears, and shocking revelations that will dominate headlines for weeks to come. The tension was palpable the moment the video surfaced, and fans immediately noticed the unease in every frame. T-Hood's behavior toward Kirk and Rasheeda's daughter was far more disturbing than anyone could have anticipated. In the footage, he's seen raising his voice, his face a mask of anger that seemed almost inhuman, while the young girl shrinks back, tears welling in her eyes. The intensity of the moment left viewers shaking, many commenting on social media that they couldn't believe what they were seeing. "This is beyond anything I expected," one fan wrote, while another tweeted, "How can someone act like this toward a child? This is heartbreaking." But the drama was just beginning. Behind the scenes, the family was already divided. Kirk, who had always tried to maintain a strong public image, was visibly shaken. Sources close to him revealed that when he first watched the leaked video, his hands trembled, his jaw tightened, and he barely spoke. Rasheeda, who had previously tried to keep the peace, was now furious, her emotions running wild as she struggled to comprehend the extent of T-Hood's actions. "I couldn't believe my eyes," she reportedly said to a close friend, tears streaming down her face. "How could anyone treat my baby like that? I've tried to stay calm, I've tried to protect her, but this is unforgivable." The initial reactions quickly escalated as friends and family members weighed in, each adding layers of tension to an already explosive situation. Kirk's relatives expressed outrage, calling T-Hood's behavior shocking and unacceptable, in private conversations that were later leaked online. Meanwhile, Rasheeda's extended family demanded immediate action, and some even hinted at legal consequences, though nothing had been officially filed. The power of the video lay not just in what it showed but in the reactions it triggered. Every emotion was magnified. Fear, anger, betrayal, and heartbreak intertwined in a way that had fans glued to their screens, replaying the footage again and again. Even the daughter, usually quiet and reserved, was rumored to be traumatized, and insiders revealed that she had been asking questions that no child should have to ask. The tension in the household reached a fever pitch as parents, siblings, and close friends debated how to respond, creating an atmosphere thick with anxiety and suspicion. The drama intensified when a private conversation between T-Hood and a friend was allegedly leaked online, revealing his side of the story. In the clip, he is heard attempting to justify his actions, claiming that he was just trying to discipline the child. But the tone was defensive and condescending, further enraging fans and family alike. "There's no excuse for that," a close family friend said in a leaked interview. "Discipline does not look like screaming in a child's face and instilling fear. This is abuse, pure and simple." Emotions ran high during this time, with the family divided over how to handle the situation publicly. Some argued for confronting T-Hood in person, while others wanted to protect the child from any further exposure. The conflicting opinions only added fuel to an already raging fire, with friends, cousins, and even former collaborators weighing in online, each adding their voice to the chaotic narrative. Meanwhile, fans were relentless, tracking every social media post, every cryptic story, and every subtle reaction. The hashtags, #T_Hood_abuse and #ProtectTheChild began trending within hours. With people demanding answers, accountability, and justice, the internet became a battlefield, with fans arguing over what was real, what was edited, and what was just sensationalized rumor. Influencers chimed in, offering their own analyses of the video, some sympathetic to the family, others critical of how the situation had been handled. The pressure on Kirk and Rasheeda was immense. They were being scrutinized, not just for the events themselves but for every choice they made in response. Even private family decisions became public fodder, creating an unprecedented level of stress. The first major confrontation happened when Rasheeda confronted Tea directly. Witnesses claimed the argument was intense, emotional, and even physical at times, though no one was hurt. "You have no right to act like that," Rasheeda reportedly yelled, tears streaming down her face. "This is my child, and I will not allow you to hurt her ever." Teehud's response, a mix of defiance and frustration, reportedly only escalated the situation further. "I was just trying to handle it my way," he is alleged to have said, his voice rising. "You're blowing this out of proportion." The family was left divided, with some urging calm and others insisting that immediate action be taken. Friends and insiders described the scene as chaotic, filled with raised voices, trembling hands, and raw emotion, leaving everyone involved emotionally drained by the end. But just when it seemed that things could not get more intense, another twist emerged. A second video clip surfaced, allegedly showing interactions between Tea and other family members, suggesting a pattern of aggressive behavior that went beyond this single incident. In this clip, he's seen arguing with Kirk over household matters, with harsh words and threats exchanged that left both parties visibly shaken. The timing of the release couldn't have been more explosive, coinciding with the family's ongoing attempts to manage the fallout of the first video. Fans and insiders alike described the tension as palpable and unbearable, noting that every new revelation seemed to pull the family further apart. The daughter, caught in the middle, was reportedly scared to return home, prompting even more urgent discussions about safety and emotional support. Amid all this, the friends and close allies of the family were also deeply affected. They expressed anger, frustration, and heartbreak, feeling helpless as the drama unfolded in real time for an audience of millions. Social media became a platform for both solidarity and confrontation, with supporters rallying around Kirk and Rasheeda while critics condemned Teehud's behavior. Some family members even took 2 live streams, speaking directly to fans to clarify their positions and plead for understanding, while others remained silent, fueling speculation and debate. The atmosphere was thick with tension, a mixture of fear, anger, and betrayal that seemed almost unbearable. As the day turned into night, insiders revealed that Kirk and Rasheeda held an emergency family meeting to determine their next steps. Emotions ran high, with each person weighing in, sharing their fears, their hopes, and their outrage. "We have to protect her," one family member reportedly said. "This cannot continue, not one more day, not one more second." Tea, meanwhile, remained defiant, insisting that he was being misunderstood and that his intentions were not malicious. The clash of perspectives created a volatile environment, leaving everyone anxious about what would happen next. Fans continued to react, some expressing anger at Tea, some frustration at the family for letting the situation spiral publicly, and others just heartbroken for the young girl caught in the middle. "This is a nightmare," one fan tweeted. "How did it get this bad? She deserves better than this." The emotional roller coaster only intensified as insiders hinted at potential legal action, though nothing was confirmed. The uncertainty kept everyone on edge, with speculation running rampant about what could happen next and how the family would navigate this unprecedented storm. The drama was far from over. Sources close to the family claimed that late-night conversations continued well into the early hours, with Kirk and Rasheeda debating the best way to address the situation publicly while ensuring their daughter felt safe and supported. Friends were called, alliances were questioned, and every move was scrutinized. Even the smallest gesture of social media, post a like, or a comment was analyzed for hidden meaning, leaving fans in a frenzy as they tried to piece together what was truly happening behind the scenes. And just when it seemed that the family might find some semblance of calm, another bombshell dropped. A former associate of Tea came forward with an alleged testimony, claiming that the abusive behavior had been ongoing, not just a one-time incident. This revelation sent shockwaves through the fanbase, reinforcing the narrative that the young girl had been subjected to repeated mistreatment. The emotional impact was immediate, with fans expressing outrage, heartbreak, and disbelief. The family, now more determined than ever, reportedly convened once again to strategize on how to protect the child and address Teehud's behavior. Knowing that the eyes of the world were upon them, the stakes could not have been higher. With tensions escalating, fans glued to every update, and the family caught between public scrutiny and private trauma, it was clear that this saga was far from over. Each revelation, each confrontation, and each emotional outburst added to a narrative that was as gripping as it was heartbreaking. The world was watching, and every second counted as the drama continued to unfold in real time. The morning after the leaked videos hit the internet, the atmosphere in Kirk and Rasheeda's household was electric with tension. The daughter, still shaken, clung to her mother, refusing to leave her side, while Rasheeda paced the living room, her mind racing with anger and fear. "I can't believe this is happening," she whispered to a close friend over the phone, voice trembling yet sharp with resolve. Meanwhile, Kirk was trying to piece together the fragments of what had transpired behind closed doors, his usual composure replaced with worry and an annoying sense of helplessness. Fans were not only following every development but demanding answers, and the pressure on the family intensified with every passing hour. Social media had become a storm of opinions, outrage, and speculation, and the family's every move was scrutinized, every word dissected, leaving them little room for privacy or even calm reflection. Teehud, sensing the mounting backlash, took to social media himself, posting a series of cryptic messages that only served to heighten the drama. "People love to judge without knowing the truth," one post read, followed by a fire emoji that fans interpreted as defiance. This public display of resistance drew sharp criticism from both fans and insiders, who argued that it was tone-deaf and further evidence of his reckless behavior. "He's adding fuel to the fire," a friend of Rasheeda's reportedly said. "Instead of showing remorse or concern, he's making it all about himself." It's outrageous. The family was now faced with an impossible choice: confront him publicly and risk more scandal, or handle the matter privately and risk appearing passive. The tension between these options created emotional rifts within the household, leaving allies on edge and fans even more invested in the unfolding drama. By midday, a second confrontation had already erupted, this time between Teehud and Kirk. Eyewitnesses described the scene as explosive, with emotions running so high that it seemed the walls themselves might shake. "You have no right to act like that in my home," Kirk reportedly shouted, his voice breaking with anger and protective instinct. "This isn't just about you or me. It's about her, and she's innocent in all of this." Teehud's response, a mix of defensiveness and aggression, only escalated the argument. "You're overreacting, man. She's fine, and you're making a mountain out of a molehill," the source claimed, he yelled, hands gesturing wildly. Family friends who witnessed the exchange said the argument was emotionally draining, leaving both men red-faced, shouting, and exhausted, as each word felt like a blow in a battle where nobody was winning. Meanwhile, Rasheeda's inner circle was mobilizing, determined to ensure her daughter's well-being above all else. Advisors, friends, and family members banded together to create a plan of action, discussing options from counseling and therapy to legal measures, all while grappling with the fear that Teehud might escalate his behavior further. One insider claimed, "Everyone was terrified for her. We couldn't let her be alone." The emotions in that room were raw pure fear and anger. Nobody knew what he might do next. The daughter, normally cheerful and playful, had become withdrawn, her eyes wide and cautious, revealing the silent toll the ongoing conflict was taking. Fans across social media noted the stark contrast in her demeanor compared to previous appearances, with many expressing heartbreak and sympathy. As the day progressed, more revelations emerged. Anonymous sources claimed that Teehud's behavior had been an ongoing pattern, not limited to the incidents captured on video. Former collaborators and acquaintances reportedly came forward, sharing stories that painted a troubling picture: explosive arguments, harsh words, and emotional manipulation that had left many in the family fearful and anxious. Social media erupted with commentary, some supportive of the family, others critical of their decision to remain in the public eye. "It's heartbreaking to watch, but it's also a wake-up call," one fan tweeted. "This is the reality of toxic dynamics in families sometimes, and it needs to be addressed." The tension, already unbearable, ratcheted higher as every new piece of information fed into the growing narrative of chaos and betrayal. In the evening, a highly emotional family meeting took place, with Kirk and Rasheeda calling together all immediate relatives to discuss next steps. The room was filled with palpable tension, voices raised, and emotions barely contained. "We have to make sure she feels safe," Kirk reportedly said, his voice firm but quivering. "Nothing else matters right now." Rasheeda, visibly shaken yet determined, nodded vigorously, adding, "And we have to show her that we're united. She can't feel alone in this." Relatives debated, some suggesting confrontation and accountability, others advocating for complete withdrawal from public attention to protect the child. The conversation was intense, with tears, raised voices, and moments of silence where everyone seemed to feel the weight of the situation pressing down on them. Unexpectedly, another twist emerged when a private friend of the family leaked screenshots of text conversations between Rasheeda and Tehood. In these texts, Tehood appeared defensive, even arrogant, dismissing concerns about his behavior while attempting to redirect blame toward others. "You're making this about me when it's your drama that's out of control." One text reportedly read, igniting fury across social media and further dividing fans. The family, already emotionally drained, now had to contend with the viral nature of the leak, knowing that millions of eyes were scrutinizing their personal communications and every word could be twisted or misinterpreted. Fans were outraged, some calling for legal action, others demanding public apologies. The sheer intensity of the online response created a feedback loop of stress, drama, and heightened stakes, leaving everyone wondering what would happen next. As tensions mounted, Rasheeda reportedly decided to speak directly to the public via a private live stream, addressing fans and supporters with raw honesty. Her words were emotional, her voice breaking at times, yet filled with determination. "I want to protect my daughter," she said, "and I will not let anyone hurt her. Not now, not ever. We're doing everything we can to make sure she feels safe and loved, and we ask for your understanding, your support, and your patience as we navigate this." The live stream, intended to clarify the family's position, only added more layers to the drama. Fans praised her courage, but others debated the timing and the decision to go public at all, sparking endless commentary and speculation about potential hidden motives and future consequences. Late at night, the family faced yet another emotional hurdle. Reports surfaced that the daughter had been overheard expressing fear of Tehood, unsure of what he might do next. Rasheeda, overwhelmed with emotion, reportedly broke down in tears, holding her child close. "We have to protect her at all costs," she whispered to Kirk, her voice raw with emotion. Kirk, equally shaken, reassured her, though insiders noted that his usual calm and collected demeanor was replaced with visible anxiety and a protective edge. The emotional strain on both parents was apparent, as was the growing realization that this situation could have long-term effects on the family's relationships, mental health, and public image. Meanwhile, Tehood was not silent. In a dramatic, social media post late at night, he claimed that the videos were edited and manipulated, insisting that the public had been misled and that his intentions had been misunderstood. Fans reacted immediately, many rejecting his claims outright, while others debated the authenticity of the videos. The family, now facing both public scrutiny and personal trauma, had to consider how to respond to these claims without further inflaming tensions. Advisors suggested measured statements, focusing on the child's safety and emotional well-being, while others feared that any public comment could be misinterpreted and spiral into more controversy. By the early hours, the household was a mixture of exhaustion, anxiety, and anticipation. Everyone awaited the next twist in the saga, fully aware that the public and media attention showed no signs of slowing. Friends reported that conversations continued behind closed doors, with strategies being discussed, boundaries being set, and emotional wounds being tended to in quiet, tense moments. The daughter, still traumatized, clung to her mother and father, her innocence caught in the crossfire of a drama that had grown far beyond what anyone could have anticipated. Fans, meanwhile, stayed awake, refreshing social media feeds, rewatching leaked videos, and speculating endlessly about what would happen next. The following morning brought no relief. The atmosphere in Kirk and Rasheeda's home remained heavy, with tension, as the daughter's unease reflected the ongoing chaos. Friends and close family had gathered to provide support, but the strain was evident. Whispered conversations filled the corners of the room, and every phone notification sparked immediate attention and worry. Kirk and Rasheeda were determined to maintain a united front, yet the cracks in their composure were apparent. Rasheeda, unable to contain her frustration any longer, reportedly confronted Tehood once again, demanding accountability and demanding answers. "This stops now," she said, her voice fierce yet trembling with the weight of emotion. "You have no right to terrify her, to make her feel unsafe in her own home. Enough is enough." Teehud's response, defensive and dismissive, only deepened the family's outrage. "I'm being unfairly accused," he reportedly shouted. "You're exaggerating everything." The family, now fully aware of how widespread the social media storm had become, realized the scrutiny was relentless. Fans were dissecting every frame of the leaked videos, every text message, every minor gesture, creating a digital pressure cooker that left Kirk and Rasheeda feeling as though they were constantly under a microscope. "We can't just breathe," one insider revealed. "Every move, every word, every expression is analyzed. It's exhausting and relentless. But more than that, it's terrifying because it's about protecting our daughter, and that's all that matters." The daughter, sensitive to the emotional atmosphere, reportedly remained withdrawn, hiding in corners of the house, clinging to her parents, and watching with wide, wary eyes as the adults around her argued, consoled, and strategized. In a dramatic turn, Rasheeda's friends began contacting media outlets, leaking additional context and private statements that framed Teehud's behavior as a long-standing pattern of intimidation and emotional manipulation. Each leak only heightened the drama, prompting fans to debate the accuracy, authenticity, and implications of the claims. "It's like watching a reality show unfold in real time, but the stakes are terrifyingly real," one fan tweeted. Meanwhile, other family members, desperate to protect the daughter from the ongoing public spectacle, argued for a complete social media blackout and strict privacy measures. This internal debate added another layer of complexity, with emotions running high as everyone attempted to balance transparency, protection, and the family's public image. Later that day, Kirk reportedly took a bold step, confronting Teehud in a private setting away from cameras and phones. Witnesses described the encounter as tense, with words exchanged sharply and emotions raw. "This has gone far enough," Kirk allegedly said, his jaw tight and hands clenched. "You've crossed a line, and I won't stand for it. Not with her, not with anyone in this family." Teehud, however, continued to defend his actions, insisting that he had been misunderstood and that his behavior was being sensationalized by those around him. "I've done nothing wrong," he reportedly snapped. "You're making this bigger than it is." The confrontation reportedly lasted for hours, leaving both men physically and emotionally drained, with no clear resolution in sight. Meanwhile, Rasheeda's emotional state became a central focus. She reportedly spent hours comforting her daughter, crying openly, and speaking to friends in private, trying to process the shock and frustration of seeing such behavior from someone so close. "I can't believe this is happening," she reportedly told a confidant. "She's just a child. She doesn't deserve any of this. And yet, here we are." Fans watching the unfolding story expressed heartbreak, anger, and empathy, with social media threads exploding with speculation about what could happen next. The tension was further amplified when rumors surfaced suggesting that Teehud might be planning to challenge the family's narrative publicly, potentially escalating the conflict even further. Adding to the suspense, a new video clip allegedly surfaced showing Teehud interacting with another family member in a heated argument, reinforcing the narrative of ongoing aggressive behavior. This revelation prompted an emergency family discussion, with members debating how to respond without inflaming the situation further. "Every revelation makes it worse," one source explained. "We're trying to protect her, and at the same time, we're trying to navigate a social media storm that's relentless." The stakes have never been higher. Kirk and Rasheeda reportedly agreed that their priority must remain the child's well-being, though the pressure of public scrutiny made every decision feel like walking a tightrope. As the day turned into night, fans were glued to every update, dissecting live streams, leaked texts, and social media posts for clues. Teehud, meanwhile, allegedly posted a series of cryptic messages, some apologetic in tone but laced with subtle defiance, keeping the audience guessing about his intentions and the next move. "This is so calculated," one fan tweeted. "You can feel the tension even through a screen. Every word, every post is like watching a chess match with emotional stakes that are terrifyingly real." The family reportedly held multiple discussions to interpret these posts and decide how to respond, balancing the need for clarity with the potential for further escalation. In an unexpected twist, a former associate of Teehud came forward with allegations that hinted at additional manipulative behavior not previously disclosed. Sources claimed that this associate had witnessed multiple incidents where T's actions left family members intimidated or emotionally distressed. The timing of the revelation, coinciding with the leaked videos, fueled speculation that there was a pattern of behavior that had gone unnoticed or unaddressed for years. Fans reacted immediately, some expressing outrage at T-Hood, others defending him as possibly being misunderstood, but the intensity of debate only increased the sense of chaos surrounding the family. Late into the night, Kirk reportedly took further steps to protect his daughter, arranging for counseling and emotional support services, while Rasheeda focused on creating a safe space at home where her daughter could feel secure. Friends and family members rallied around them, providing emotional and logistical support, while also monitoring T-Hood's actions closely. The atmosphere, though tense, was infused with a sense of determination and unity among those supporting Kirk and Rasheeda, even amidst the emotional turmoil. The family made it clear that the daughter's well-being was the top priority, and that every move would be calculated to ensure her safety. Fans, meanwhile, remained captivated by the story, following every update with obsessive attention. Social media threads exploded with commentary, speculation, and analysis of every subtle detail. The narrative of abuse, confrontation, and family struggle kept viewers on edge, and the emotional resonance of the story, particularly the innocence and vulnerability of the daughter, ensured that it remained at the forefront of discussions. The digital pressure on the family grew, but it also galvanized a wave of support, with fans sharing messages of encouragement, offering advice, and demanding accountability from T-Hood. As Part 3 of the drama unfolded, insiders revealed that discussions about legal action were gaining momentum. Though no official filings had been made, the possibility of pursuing a legal path added urgency and seriousness to the situation. Kirk and Rasheeda reportedly weighed the potential outcomes carefully, consulting with attorneys and advisors while also considering the emotional impact on their daughter. Each decision was fraught with difficulty, as the family balanced the need for justice, the desire for privacy, and the necessity of protecting the child from further emotional trauma. The tension reached a fever pitch when T-Hood allegedly confronted another family member in the home, resulting in a verbal exchange that left witnesses stunned. Emotions ran raw as accusations flew, voices rose, and long-held grievances were aired in the heat of the moment. It was like watching a storm hit the calmest house, one friend said. The energy was so intense you could feel it in your chest. Everyone was holding their breath, waiting for what would happen next. The daughter, witnessing these confrontations from a safe distance, reportedly clung to her mother for reassurance, highlighting the profound impact the events were having on her sense of security and emotional stability. By the end of the night, the family had regrouped, strategized, and prepared for the next day, knowing the saga was far from over. The leaked videos, social media posts, confrontations, and ongoing drama had created a narrative that seemed impossible to contain. Fans continued to debate every development. T-Hood remained a polarizing figure, and the family's efforts to protect their daughter continued amid an atmosphere of fear, determination, and emotional upheaval. As the following morning dawned, the intensity of the ongoing drama showed no signs of abating. The daughter, still visibly shaken, clung tightly to her mother, seeking reassurance in a home that felt anything but safe. Rasheeda, exhausted yet resolute, remained determined to protect her child while also managing the explosive emotions swirling around the household. Kirk, meanwhile, was equally vigilant, monitoring T-Hood's movements, social media activity, and any potential threats to the child's well-being. The entire household seemed trapped in a cycle of tension, strategy, and emotional volatility, with every interaction fraught with anticipation of the next conflict. Fans across social media continued to analyze every post, video, and comment, keeping the digital pressure on the family higher than ever before. This story just keeps getting darker, one fan tweeted. You can feel the fear, the tension, the heartbreak. It's impossible not to get caught up in it. The day's drama escalated further when T-Hood reportedly made a surprise appearance at a family gathering, defying requests to keep distance. Witnesses described the encounter as tense, with every word loaded with emotion and threat. He walked in like nothing had happened, smiling but with this undercurrent of defiance that sent everyone into panic mode, a source claimed. Kirk immediately confronted him, his protective instincts taking over. I warned you about this, Kirk reportedly said, his voice shaking with controlled anger. This stops today. Whatever you think you're doing, it ends now. T-Hood, in response, reportedly tried to downplay the situation, his tone alternating between dismissive and sarcastic. "You're overreacting again," he allegedly said. "It's all being blown out of proportion." Friends and family described the atmosphere as electric, emotions running raw, and the tension so thick that every word spoken felt like a strike in an invisible battlefield. Meanwhile, Rasheeda's close allies continued to mobilize support, both emotionally and strategically. They coordinated with Kirk to ensure that the daughter had safe spaces to retreat to, including designated rooms in the house where T would have no access. Emotional support professionals were reportedly consulted, and counseling sessions were arranged for the child to help her navigate the trauma of witnessing such behavior. Despite the high stakes and the ongoing public scrutiny, Kirk and Rasheeda remained focused on maintaining stability within their home. Their resilience, however, was tested continuously by Teehud's unpredictable behavior, which seemed to escalate whenever the family attempted to assert boundaries. As evening fell, a shocking revelation further inflamed the situation. An anonymous tip suggested that additional videos existed, potentially showing even more extreme behavior from Teehud. The news spread like wildfire on social media, with fans reacting in horror and anticipation. "If these are true, this changes everything," one tweet read. The revelation prompted an emergency discussion between Kirk and Rasheeda, who weighed the potential impact of the new footage against the need to protect their daughter's emotional well-being. Decisions had to be made quickly, whether to involve authorities, address the public directly, or confront Teehud privately. Every option carried risks, and the pressure of public attention made each choice exponentially more difficult. In a dramatic escalation, Teehud allegedly confronted another family member that evening, igniting yet another heated exchange. Witnesses described the confrontation as explosive, with voices raised, accusations flying, and emotions spilling into the room with a force that left everyone stunned. "It was chaos," one insider said. "Nobody knew what would happen next. Every single person in that room was holding their breath, waiting for the next outburst." The daughter, witnessing these confrontations from a distance, reportedly hid behind her mother, her eyes wide with fear. The emotional toll of witnessing repeated conflict within her own family weighed heavily on her, amplifying the urgency for Kirk and Rasheeda to take decisive protective action. Social media continued to amplify the drama, as fans dissected every subtle movement, facial expression, and posted comment. Teehud's public responses, some defensive, others cryptic, fueled speculation that he might escalate further or attempt to manipulate public perception. Supporters of the family flooded social media with messages of solidarity, while critics argued over the accuracy of leaked footage and the appropriate course of action. The digital storm mirrored the chaos within the household, creating an environment where every moment felt like walking on a knife's edge. The family's struggle to balance emotional protection, legal strategy, and public scrutiny became the defining narrative of the day. As night fell, Kirk and Rasheeda reportedly convened a final family meeting to establish boundaries, enforce protection measures, and set a clear course of action regarding Teehud's behavior. Emotions ran high, with tears, raised voices, and heartfelt pleas filling the room. "We have to protect her, no matter what," Rasheeda reportedly said, her voice breaking. "This is about her safety, her peace, and her future. Everything else comes second." Kirk, equally emotional but focused, reinforced her sentiment, emphasizing that Teehud's actions could no longer go unchecked. Family members rallied around them, forming a unified front designed to shield the daughter from further emotional or psychological harm. Just when the tension seemed to reach a temporary plateau, a final twist emerged. Another alleged video surfaced, this one reportedly showing Teehud in an aggressive exchange with friends of the family. The clip, though brief, appeared to confirm a pattern of intimidation and emotional manipulation. Fans erupted online, some calling for immediate intervention, while others debated the authenticity of the footage. The family, already fatigued from the relentless scrutiny and confrontation, now had to incorporate this new development into their strategy for safeguarding their daughter. Discussions continued late into the night, with advisors, legal counsel, and close friends all weighing in, trying to ensure that every decision made would protect the child and address the escalating crisis. Throughout this harrowing period, Kirk and Rasheeda maintained their unwavering focus on the child's safety, navigating emotional landmines, public scrutiny, and Teehud's unpredictable behavior. Friends and family continued to provide support, offering both practical guidance and emotional reinforcement. Even amidst the chaos, moments of tenderness emerged, with Kirk and Rasheeda comforting their daughter, reminding her she was loved, and reinforcing that she was never alone. These small acts of care became lifelines amidst the storm, providing a fragile but vital sense of stability in a world turned upside down by fear, betrayal, and public scrutiny. By the end of the fourth day, the family had managed to establish temporary boundaries, secure emotional support for the daughter, and solidify a plan for addressing Teehud's continued behavior. Though uncertainty remained, the united front of Kirk, Rasheeda, and their allies created a sense of cautious optimism that the daughter could be shielded from further harm. Fans, while still captivated by the drama, expressed hope that the family would find resolution and peace, though questions lingered about what Teehud's next move might be and how the ongoing saga would ultimately conclude. The story, rich in tension, emotion, and unpredictability, demonstrated the volatile intersection of family dynamics, public scrutiny, and the raw, unfiltered reactions of individuals pushed to their emotional limits. Every confrontation, leaked video, and emotional exchange had escalated the stakes, creating a narrative that captivated millions of viewers, keeping them on edge and invested in the unfolding events. With boundaries set, plans in motion, and the daughter's safety prioritized above all else, the family entered a fragile new phase of this drama, acutely aware that the storm was far from over and that vigilance, unity, and emotional resilience would be essential to weathering the challenges ahead. The fallout from Teehud's behavior has left Kirk, Rasheeda, and their daughter navigating an emotional minefield, and fans are still reeling from the shocking videos that surfaced. The family has shown resilience, unity, and unwavering dedication to protecting their daughter, but questions remain. How will Teehud respond next? Will accountability finally be enforced? And most importantly, how will the young girl heal from the emotional turmoil she's been forced to witness? The drama has captivated millions, and the intensity of every confrontation, leaked text, and emotional outburst has kept viewers glued to their screens, anxiously awaiting the next chapter in this unfolding saga. The emotional stakes are high, the twists relentless, and the narrative far from over. As we continue to follow this story, one thing is clear: family, protection, and emotional well-being are at the center of every decision. Kirk and Rasheeda's determination to safeguard their daughter, confront Teehud's behavior, and navigate the relentless public scrutiny speaks to the complexity and raw emotion of real-life drama amplified by social media. Fans are already speculating about the potential outcomes, sharing theories, and debating what steps the family should take next, which only fuels the anticipation for further developments. Now it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think should happen next? Should Teehud face legal consequences? Can the family find a resolution, or is this drama far from over? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you're shocked or captivated by the story, and subscribe to stay updated on every new development as this saga continues to unfold. Your opinion matters, and the conversation doesn't stop here. Join the community of fans following every twist and turn in